On the outside, it looks like any other industrial building, but inside this Atlanta warehouse are cardboard boxes full of knowledge soon to be exported across the world. Minnesota-based Books for Africa began its quest to alleviate the continent's book famine in 1988. Last May, the nonprofit organization began using Atlanta as a second hub to carry out its mission. Books for Africa collects books from publishers, companies, and individuals all over the U.S. and Canada, sorts them, and ships them in 20 to 40-foot containers across the Atlantic. The Atlanta warehouse has compiled about 400,000 titles. As funding allows, the organization sends batches to a continent starving for education.
Not having books allows you to not have access to information in rural areas. War, strife, anything can be going on in the area and you're not going to know about it. There's no access to books. Everything's done by memorization. I think the easiest way to tell you how important books are is to have you take away books from a 5-year-old and tell them they can't have any more, and you'll see how upset they are. We're bombarded by magazines, newspapers, books, everywhere we're looking, media, news, and we don't realize what it's like not to have that access to information. Even when it comes to school and memorization and learning, not only is the teacher memorizing what they're telling you, the children are now memorizing what they're learning. There's just a loss, and then they don't have access to learn more if they're interested in something that they did learn.
Though it's an inland city, Books for Africa chose Atlanta for its volunteers' work ethic.
There was actually a study. We had graduate students at the University of Minnesota help us out at the business program, and they did research along all of the seaports, and they added Atlanta because, you know, it's one of the largest cities just in from the seaport. Atlanta got chosen because there is such a volunteerism here. I don't think I've ever been in a city that quite is this into volunteering, and we have so many volunteers. There are days we have to say, nope, we can't take any more, we're full. We have too many.
On a recent August afternoon, local volunteers braved the heat to help sort books headed to Kenya, South Africa, and Nigeria. For Nigerian native Benedict Olaforo, an AT&T employee, the work has a personal meaning.
Oh, it's very rewarding because I know firsthand what a lot of the kids over there go through and the lack of finances, books. So knowing that this is going to help a lot of them, you know, study better and learn about other cultures is something that I appreciate.
For Shanae Person, a manager at Accenture in Atlanta, volunteering is a way to use downtime constructively.
It feels good. It feels like I'm accomplishing something. I've never been to Africa. I've never met any children necessarily from Africa. So it feels good to feel like I'm accomplishing something without having even gone to Africa.
A 40-foot container can cost about $9,800 to ship from Atlanta to a port city in Africa. But Ms. McDonald says it can cost up to $25,000 or more for remote areas.
We have recently sent to Egypt, Ethiopia, Somalia, Kenya, Uganda, Malawi, Ghana, the Gambia, and Nigeria. That's just been since June 1.
Local companies can help by providing volunteers or donations.
We work with companies not only for book donations, but we work with companies for volunteers that are coming in to do a corporate day at Books for Africa. They also fundraise to send shipments. We've had different organizations actually send shipments to, they've visited or they have businesses in parts of Africa, and they send a container to them to distribute to that area. Our biggest needs are specific books, I would say. Obviously funding, all nonprofits, it's always funding, but as specific books, we're having difficulty getting science books right now and post-secondary books. So science books at all age levels and post-secondary books.
To help, call 651-602-9844 or visit www.booksforafrica.org.